the buffaloes are going to chase the lions. My, how the tables are turning. But these buffalo, being on their own, are going to have a hard time getting away from these lions if they don't go on the attack from the get-go and create gaps for themselves to run away. These lionesses seem to have other plans.
Well, another day starting off bright and early, and the reason we are starting off so early is because today we are going to be looking specifically for some leopard. Now here in the Masai Mara, it is really difficult to find leopard. Really difficult. Some of them are super shy, and especially because the Mara is a vast expanse of open grassland, there's very few places for these leopards to hide. And so I think today is going to be a bit of a challenge, but let's see what we come up with.
If there's water holes along the way, you might as well check them. And it looks like these buffalo had the same idea. All here enjoying a morning drink. They've disturbed quite the array of different bird species, including a reed cormorant, who is doing a phenomenal job of taking advantage of the buffalo disturbing fish, and it looks like some frogs that were hiding in the mud, and it's clearly a very experienced hunter. And the cattle egrets seem more interested in waiting patiently on the edge for the buffalo to move on. This herd would have been feeding throughout most of the night, and it's not unusual to see them close to water or drinking at this time of the morning. And then afterwards, once they've all had their fill, they'll likely find a spot to rest while the day heats up. As the buffalo move off, and we will also be moving off because we want to get to the tree line that's a bit further ahead, because it runs along one of the tributaries of the Mara River and is a much more ideal habitat for the kind of animals we are looking for. There's a leopard! There's two! Oh, in the place I least expected them to be. But it's still early, so they're most likely on their way back from a night of hunting and are now looking for some refuge before the heat of the day sets in. I would never have guessed that they would have been out here in the open grasslands. Wow, this is the best sighting of leopards I've had on the Mara so far. The others have all been fleeting glimpses, or they've been seen at such a distance. But these two are coming closer. We're going to give them a bit of space and let them decide where they want to cross over the road, because they seem to be on quite the mission, and the last thing we want to do is get in their way. This is a resident mother and her youngster, and he may look large, but he's still dependent on mum for a lot of things, including some of his meals, although at this age she's probably left him alone for longer periods of time. And this may very well be her having gone to find him and bring him back to a carcass that she stashed somewhere in this gully during the night. But she's also moving rather quickly, so I wonder if maybe they didn't come across something else out here on the plains. maybe something like lions or even potentially another leopard. I mean, where there's females, there must be males. And now she's actually running and trying to lead her cub away from the danger. But there they go. This is so much better than what I could have asked for. Definitely worth getting up before sunrise. We are not going to see those leopards again now that they've found their way into the gully, so we are rather going to head towards the den site of the Machafu Pride, which is just up the road. And they were found while we were with those leopards, so let's get there in case they decide to move off. Well, they're close to the den, but these two buffalo are right in their way. They must have been resting on the hillside and they are making a beeline towards them. Oh, the buffaloes are going to chase the lions! My, how the tables are turning. But these buffalo being on their own are going to have a hard time getting away from these lions if they don't go on the attack from the get-go and create gaps for themselves to run away. These lionesses seem to have other plans. Are they going to catch up? I guess not. It looks like they've given up. It would have been a tough ask, I suppose, for just the two of them to take on one of those buffalo bulls anyway. Maybe if the other lionesses had joined in. But the one's a bit preoccupied. My heart always skips a beat when I see these little cubs because they're at such a critical age where almost everything is a threat to them. And it's a pretty common age for cub mortality rates to be high. So I've got to make sure there's always 3 of them every time I see them. And here comes the rest of the pride, including one of the Inselberg males. He is in immaculate condition. He's got some dried blood on his belly, and the lionesses are clean. Normally they would leave the cubs at the den, but they must have caught something on the hillside and then taken the cubs to the carcass. It now makes a little bit more sense why they gave up quite quickly with those buffalo. They didn't really need another meal. But now they can rest easy, knowing the den is safe, especially now that those buffalo are far away. And now Mum can focus on cleaning up the cubs and giving them a much demanded meal of milk while the adults sleep. And we are going to start heading back towards camp. We couldn't not stop for this though. What a scene to end off a sighting-packed day. Black rhinos and giraffes at golden hour. We really couldn't have asked for a better day.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, and please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you and your thoughts on this week's WILDwatch Virtual Safari.